Hi guys, welcome back to our podcast. Today we have a super fun episode. I'm going to be asking my husband questions girls are too afraid to ask guys. I'm super excited for this. I asked y'all over on Instagram to submit questions for me to ask him, and he hasn't seen any of them yet, so this is going to be his real raw reaction. I think it's going to be really interesting, honestly, to hear your answers. And if you're not following us on Instagram, go follow us over there. I do like little question boxes and get y'all's input on episodes. It's at Clayton and Catherine. And yeah, I think we should just get started.
Oh boy. I'm a little nervous about it because like my talking skills aren't the greatest, but
you're fine.
I'll give it a good shot.
You got it. Okay, we're starting out pretty easy. Do guys prefer girls with makeup or without makeup?
I say at like first, obviously, I think guys want to see a girl without makeup, and then like after that, it doesn't really matter because like you've seen like on Instagram, you see these like the difference between girls with makeup and without makeup, and it's insane.
Yeah.
Like it's actually crazy the difference between the two. So I would say
he sent me those videos before on Instagram where it's like this person like doing like a full face of makeup and you can't even like
you
like
can't
you wouldn't be
tell
able to
the
recognize
difference.
them.
Yeah, you can't tell the difference.
Yeah, like you wouldn't be able to tell it was the same person. Yeah.
I would just prefer to like see the person like their natural beauty, and then like after that go and whatever makes you feel more confident, go for that.
Okay, so after you see a girl's like natural
after that, then it just doesn't really matter.
You don't care either way.
Yeah.
Day to day.
Yeah.
Okay. Makes sense.
Because I know it takes a while. Like I don't want you to be like have to feel like you have to put it on every morning.
So
and,
it's
like,
not
stuff
like a pressure
that.
thing. It's just kind of like
it's just if you
whatever
feel
their
like
preference is.
Yeah.
Okay, so what is moving too fast in a guy's eyes?
I feel like that's a really hard question for me personally because I moved really quick in our relationship. I said like I love you really quick in the relationship, and
would it have scared you if I said that to you first? Like I love you in the first week? Would that have been scary?
Yeah, like immediately, like a day or two after we like met, you're like, oh, I love you. I'm like, oh, hold on, wait a minute. You don't know that for sure. So probably like saying I love you too quick, probably, or like. Is
there anything else that you can think of that if a girl said to you, you'd be kind of like, okay, slow down?
Their crazy side, I would say, like as in the sense of like, oh my goodness, what was that called?
My crazy side. So if we were talking and I would have shown you my crazy side sooner, you wouldn't have.
No. It's not like a red flag. It's just like, immediately, like, oh my gosh, wait, hold on. Because like you put on this persona when you first meet somebody, obviously, and it's like you're just getting to know them. Like you go through those normal steps of like getting to know somebody, and then what if they like immediately was like all up in your face and like making all these different jokes that like you know what I mean?
Kind of.
Just immediately out the gate, it was like
so just too crazy, too energetic type thing.
I guess so, yeah. Like putting too much on the table at once. Like little by little is what we want. Oh my
gosh. Well, good thing I didn't show you my whole personality when we first met.
Well, I like your like everything about you I like. So there's not really anything that I would say like scared me off after you showed me.
Yeah, but I definitely eased into it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like throwing everything out on the table at once. Yeah, it's nice and it kind of saves time, but like I feel like it kind of slowly gets you prepared for everything in the end. Oh my gosh,
that's crazy. Okay, is the whole if he wanted to, he would actually true?
If he wanted to, he would like put effort into the relationship.
Yeah, or like whatever, like basically.
It really just depends on the person's situation. So like for me, I know that's how that is because like I don't have like a super busy work life. It's normally pretty day to day. It's not like extraordinary. Some of the guys that I know work like 13, 14-hour shifts. Like constantly, and a lot of the business owners I know that do that. And yes, you can make an effort, but there are some times that it's just like, oh my gosh, like I can't do that. But if there's nothing that's holding him back, like work or school or a like career that he's chasing or something like that, then yeah, I think you make time for it. So in short answer, yes. Really.
So if he wanted to, he would.
Yeah, if he wanted to, he would. There's a long-winded answer to say yeah.
Okay. Do guys ever think about your ex? I guess, do you as a guy ever think about your ex?
Personally, no. Because it never really, like, comes across. I never think about it.
You better not be thinking about your ex.
Oh, my gosh. Help me.
Well,
no,
whenever we
like,
broke up, did you ever think about me?
Well, yeah. Well, I thought about you, but
But I guess you weren't in a relationship.
No.
Whenever we broke up. That would be kind of messed up.
I never think about it. Like, it's never, like, on top of my mind. It's always, like, my day-to-day tasks. Like, it's always, like, go to work, come back, spend time with you, work on whatever I need to for the day, and then go to sleep and repeat.
So it never comes up in your brain?
No,
ever?
No. I've never really just sat there and, like, wonder what that person's doing. It just doesn't really come to my mind personally.
Have you ever... like, had any of your friends talk about their exes? Like, do you know if other guys think about their ex?
I've heard a few stories, but it's always when it's like a group of guys and it's like, oh, you think that's crazy? Well, this person did this and this, and she threw all my stuff out the window or something like that. Like,
really?
It's always like a top story.
Okay,
yeah.
Not like a I miss her.
No. I don't think it's ever been that. Unless it was like the week of them breaking up and I'm like, dude, I miss that person so much.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Okay, what's an automatic red flag that would count someone out for marriage?
Not responsible financially. Like, immediately. Which I would say before meeting you probably wouldn't have mattered to me. But sitting down now to, like, 2 years in to really being engaged and, like, sitting down looking at the financial side of everything, the financial side, being competent in that is a huge red flag personally.
Not being
competent in the financial side is a huge red flag. Because, like, if you're not willing to work with that person's financial situation in that moment, it doesn't help y'all in the long run. Because of, when you first start out, you may not be making that much, so you might have to be penny pinching for a while until you can make that larger amount later to where you don't really have to worry about it. I would say another one would be
wasn't expecting the first one.
Self-improvement. Being able to not see the faults in yourself. I think that's massive. Because if you don't see that if you don't have room for improvement, then you're not clearly looking at yourself. Everyone has room to grow, and that's what all marriage is finding that better part of you to give to that person and then improving upon that.
You're getting so deep. Oh my gosh. This is good, babe.
Well, thanks.
Oh my
I appreciate it. Those two, I think, are the biggest for me personally. Now, other guys...
I was not expecting, honestly. Actually, I didn't really know what I was expecting you to say, but I probably wouldn't have guessed what you were going to say.
I feel like another one would probably be your group of friends would be another one. Like, when we first started dating, I had a terrible, like, circle. Excuse me. And a lot of it...
Sorry, keep going.
A lot of it had to do with, like, the influences I was around, how much I felt like it was weighing me down. At that moment, if I looked inward from an outward perspective, I probably wouldn't even dated me.
Yeah, I mean, it's like that for everybody. I mean, if you have not a good circle because you are who you hang out with.
Yeah, and eventually, especially if you have people that are, like, constantly in and out of relationships, that bleeds off on you and your how you perceive your own relationship. Because like
Yeah, that's true.
if you have a friend that's constantly complaining about like, oh, he never does this, he never does this, then you start looking at yourself and your own relationship, and then you self-sabotage your own relationship, even though it could be really good, but you're going to find things to nitpick, even though since you have friends around you that are nitpicking.
Mm-hmm.
So it could just all be a boulder downhill, and you'll never be in a good relationship with somebody due to the fact the others around you. Even if you do get into a good relationship, other people can drag you down just because they see the outward of, oh, she's actually happy, I'm not, I'm going to bring you with me.
Mm-hmm. That's true. Really good, babe.
Thank you.
You brought a word today. Okay. How much do you care about our hair / outfits?
It depends. For me, I don't want my wife walking around and just like y'all booty hanging out,
Oh.
like everything like that. I don't want my wife doing that personally. Obviously, it's different for other people. Some people take that as like jealousy. Some people take that as like, oh, I don't want other people looking at you, which is true.
Mhm.
I personally don't, because like I married you to be mine and for me to be yours.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, I don't care to an extent. Like whatever makes you feel like pretty, and obviously in the end it's your decision. I can just give my input, but I have preferences obviously, as long as everyone else does as well. So
Mm-hmm.
that's just for me.
Yeah, which I feel like either way you go with that, I feel like if you don't care what your other significant other wears, like as a man,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like people could view that as like, well, you don't care about them, or like you don't care that other people are looking at them. But then if you do care, then it's like you're controlling.
Yeah.
You know?
Which, I'm not going to like force you to wear
Mhm.
certain things. I just would prefer you not to. And that's just in the end, like I said, it's your decision. I would hope that you would want to respect my opinion, but that's your person. I can't control you. So,
Mhm. So, but thinking of like how we dress, like not just like modesty or whatever. Like, do you care if we like dress up every day, or like do you care if we wear sweats?
To be honest with you, I don't feel like a lot of people. I feel like a lot of guys don't really care too much. Like obviously, I feel like a lot of it has to do with like confidence. If you are confident in what you're wearing, I feel like a lot of guys will recognize like, oh, she feels like she's pretty, and that's nice to us as well. Like obviously, some outfits aren't gonna be like, oh, I don't know about that one, just to the fact of like that's not their particular style that they like or their interest.
Yeah.
For me, I personally don't really care that much, as long as you feel confident in yourself. That's what makes me feel attracted to you, is like if you're confident in what you look like and how you like what you're wearing, how your hair looks, stuff like that. Personally, that's just for me.
So if you can tell someone's confident,
Mm-hmm.
that's what's most attractive.
Yeah, that's what's most attractive to me.
Okay, I'm just gonna start asking you my own questions now that we've gone down this road. Okay, so when you're dating,
Mm-hmm.
is it a turn off if a girl's like basically puts everything out there?
Oh, yes. Just due to the fact of like, sure, you might be confident in that, but I know if you're wearing that now, you're probably going to wear that later.
Yeah, I feel
And
like sometimes
I don't want that later.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sometimes as a girl, I feel like it's confusing because you don't know if you should, because you want to get the guy's attention,
Yeah.
but at the same
Well,
time,
but I think
you don't
can
want to come
dress-
across like you're trying to get everyone's attention.
Yeah, I think you can dress modestly and what would that
Attractive?
be called? Yeah, attractive and modestly, like a slim, form-fitting dress or something like that. Like you've worn those before and you look amazing in them, but you're covered and you look good.
You're
And
killing
like,
me
you
right
know
now.
what I mean? Like I'm just explaining
Like,
like that.
okay, so
Like
that's
you
modest.
can do it modest
Okay.
enough. Like, yeah, as long as everything's not falling out. I
Okay,
mean,
so form-fitting stuff is modest.
well, yeah, as
but
long as you're
not,
covered,
like-
I don't care.
Okay. This is so interesting.
What's next on the list?
You are cracking me up. I still had one more question.
Oh, yeah, what's your other question?
About the hair part of that question. Do you care how, I guess I wear my hair, or like, do guys in general care how girls wear their hair? Like, is it more attractive to, like, have your girl wearing her hair down or, like, a hair up? Like, do you have a preference? Does it matter?
I think it's per guy. I don't think it really matters. For me, necessarily, I don't care. I think you look good in, like, a ponytail. I think you look good in curls. I think you look really good in straight hair. Like, I think it's just really preference.
Okay.
It's not really like, oh, you've got to wear this. For me, anyways.
What do you like? What do you like that I wear
I like
the
your
most?
straight hair the most, personally.
Down?
Yeah, down. Just straight hair.
Okay. Because I hardly ever have my hair down.
That's okay.
I must always put it up.
That doesn't matter.
So
It's
should
out,
I wear
it's
it?
just in your way. See, if
Yeah.
I had long hair, that's why I don't like my hair long, because it's just in my way all the time. So I understand why you would have it in a ponytail. It's just like, if you have it down, oh, it's nice.
Okay.
You know, that type deal.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
This is so interesting, guys. I'm learning new things about my husband. Okay, the next one's kind of juicy. Are you ready for
Uh-oh.
this
Yeah,
juicy
it's fine.
question?
Go for it.
Okay. Is doing the deed always on a man's mind?
No, not
No?
always. No. Because, like, I'll be working or
Oh my
I'll be, like, normally it's in task at hand. Like, that's how it is.
That's
Like,
how your brain is?
That's how my brain
Do you
functions.
think other guys think the same way?
I have no clue.
So your
I've
brain
never
is just like one
sat
thing
down
at
and
a
talked to him
time.
about it. Yeah, it's one thing at a time.
Okay.
Which I feel like a lot of guys are like that. But
so if you're at work, you're not really thinking about me. You're thinking about.
no, I have you up on my like desk and stuff. Like I can see you, so you're still on my mind. It's just not like the deeds on my mind all the time. Like I'm more
The
focused
deeds.
on the task at hand.
So you're saying like I'm still kind of in your mind, but
Yeah, like,
you
I
mainly just focus on one thing at a time.
Yeah, I mainly focus on the thing that's like at the moment is the most pressing matter.
Because everybody always talks about it like that's all guys think about. Like I feel like
When
there's
we're
such
with
a
you.
stigma. Like
Probably when we're with you, probably.
really,
Oh yeah,
really,
probably.
you think about it all the time when you're with me.
Yeah,
What?
yeah.
Are you serious?
Oh, yeah. Are you okay over there?
No, because I didn't know that. Are you thinking?
Oh my gosh. No, not right now. I'm focused on the task at hand right now. Oh my gosh.
Gosh. Okay, I'm crying now. It's actually so funny. What the heck? Okay, that was
Okay, what's the next one? Or do you have
because
something to elaborate
automatically
on?
I was thinking, oh, does that mean he's thinking about it?
Oh my gosh. Can you what's the next one?
I'm sorry, guys. That was so funny.
Oh my gosh.
I'm probably ugly laughing. Okay. Okay. Do you guys care if we have guy friends?
I think it depends on the person. For me personally, yes, I care. Cause I've been learning a lot more and more about relationships and like what breaks them apart. Everyone is susceptible to cheating. As much as you want to say like, no, I don't, like I'll never cheat on you. Everyone's susceptible to it. If you're put in the right position, you will cheat. Regardless of like who you are, how much willpower you have, give it enough time and you will. So I think it is on the utmost smartest to, on both sides, to opposite sex friendships, I feel like do not work in relationships at all.
Hot take.
Personally.
I mean, I agree.
As much as you care about the person, you're going to build feelings for that person over time, regardless.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're friends or not.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I've heard a lot of girls say like, oh, they're just friends, like we're just friends and stuff like that. But in reality, over time, when that person starts being your emotional support, then it starts becoming something else, and then it leads and leads and leads and leads. Giving in the right circumstance, everyone will cheat. So it's better to not put yourself in that position, personally.
Okay, that makes sense. I mean, I agree. from the opposite side. Why do men often keep from telling women their hard feelings? Like deep feelings, I think.
I think it's a lot of to do with the stigma of we're raised to just not really feel about it. Like we're just raised to not care. Even in friendships, like it's just like we never talk about our deep feelings or anything like that. I think
with your parents?
No.
So you just don't talk to anybody about?
No, thug it out.
What?
Thug it out.
Thug it out.
Thug it out.
What is that supposed to be?
I mean, it's just tough it out is basically all it is.
So you don't open up because you've basically been like...
I just never was taught to be anything else besides than just keep it in, feel it out, just forget about it. Whatever happens, whatever you're told, whatever is said to you, it doesn't matter. You're your own person. It's in one ear, one out the other. Eventually it does get to you, I will say that. But, I mean, in the long haul, it doesn't matter.
So that keeps you from wanting to discuss it with your significant other?
Yeah.
Well,
I've also had people that I've been in a relationship and I've tried to open up about it, and it's always been like immediately shut off. I've also been in friendships where I've tried to discuss it, immediately shut off. Two of my closest friends, I think those are the only two guys that I've sat down and actually like cried with. And that was really about it.
What'd you cry about?
I don't remember. I genuinely don't remember.
Some tea, babe.
Well, I got nothing for you. I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh.
I don't remember what it was about, but I do remember sitting down and just breaking down. I think it was mostly just to everything catching up. But other than that, I don't think the last time I cried was at the wedding.
Which was like a year and a half ago?
Yeah.
Have you really not cried in a year and a half?
Nope.
At all?
Mm-mm.
Honestly, I don't cry very much either.
Yeah.
Anymore.
Good.
Probably only cried a couple times since the wedding.
That's good. That's a good thing.
And I think a couple of those was because we were watching like sad movies. And I got really emotional. Okay, let's see here. How do guys feel about body hair?
I don't necessarily care too much. I think armpit hair is kind of gross, personally.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. I don't know why that is, but it is. Like, I think arm hair and, like, mustache. Those two. Yeah. Other than that, I mean, it's... mustache isn't really necessarily... No, some people got mustaches.
Oh, my gosh.
No. Some people got mustaches.
Oh, my gosh.
Like, it's not necessarily gross. It's just a little weird when you're kissing a person and it, like, you can feel something poking you back.
Oh, my gosh. That's so stupid.
Like, armpit hair, like, it's not...
Okay, so armpit hair...
Mustache isn't really necessarily, like, gross.
But, like, peach fuzz. If it's not, like, a mustache,
oh, yeah, peach fuzz, whatever.
Who have
I don't
you met
care.
that had a mustache?
Peach fuzz, whatever.
You've been kissing a girl with a mustache?
No.
I hope it wasn't me.
No.
Okay. What about leg hair?
Leg hair, I mean, it doesn't really matter. To me, personally.
You don't care?
Like, as long as it's not, like, mine.
So you care more about armpit hair versus leg hair?
Yeah, armpit hair.
Okay.
It just smells like... Y'all's deodorant does not cover, like, pit sweat that well. And, like, armpit hair, taken from experience, like, takes that and harnesses it.
Ew.
And it just makes it worse.
Oh, my gosh.
So, in that sense, smells is a huge thing for me. Like, I hate stuff that smells bad. But I would say armpit hair is, like, the biggest thing. Other than that, I don't really care.
Okay, what about, like, eyebrows?
Eyebrows, I mean, doesn't bother me.
You don't care?
No, it's whatever. It's just one of those things.
Okay.
One of those things that you just take care of. I mean, like, I have a unibrow, like, once a month, every once in a while, that I have to sit down and pluck. Yeah.
All right. Here's the next one. Is it awkward that your parents know we do it?
I mean, I don't think about it every day.
When you do think about it.
I mean, a little bit, I guess, but I've never really sat down and was like, oh my gosh, they know. Like, is it for you? Like, I don't personally
I mean,
think of
whenever
that.
I thought about it, it's kind of weird. But hey, mom,
Now you're
who's
making
listening?
me thinking about it. Like, I don't think about
My
it.
mom's probably listening to this right now, so yeah, it's a little weird.
I personally haven't thought about it. Thanks, though. I really appreciate that. That makes my day
Okay.
so much better.
All right. Next one. What qualities are your biggest turnoff in a girl?
Is that not like the red flags, but just different? Or like specify?
Like qualities in a girl, kind of. I mean, it's kind of like red flags, but like different.
So qualities is in like attributes?
Yeah, basically.
Okay,
I mean, it's
attributes.
basically the same thing.
Big forehead.
Oh, I didn't mean like physical.
Oh,
physical.
really? Physical?
I
Well-
meant like qualities, like if she's rude or if she.
Oh.
Oh gosh.
Whoops,
Big
sorry.
forehead.
Big
Do I have
forehead.
big forehead?
No.
Okay.
You got a 3 head.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's hear both.
Okay, so
You can say you're physical and
okay. Well, I'll
Start
do
with
that to
physical.
myself. Physical, big forehead, big feet,
big feet.
big feet. That's weird to
Okay.
me. Like, I don't want your feet bigger than mine.
Well, your feet are huge.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Big feet.
Okay.
Um,
Rest assured, his feet are like size 12 or 13. So
dude,
what else? Physical.
physically, I would say
It's like a turn off. Why are you looking at me? Don't look at me.
I'm just thinking of what I don't like. Because, I mean, you're perfect. So, like, I just got to look at what the opposite is.
Oh my gosh.
Probably, like, hairy hands.
Hairy hands.
I've seen that one before.
No, you haven't.
Yes, I have.
Hairy hands.
Hairy hands.
Where are you coming up with this stuff?
I'm serious. I'm telling you. It's gross.
Okay.
It's nasty. Like, it's almost like hairier than mine. Like, where you can see, like, on the top of their hands, you can see, like, hair growing. That's gross to me.
Okay, that's weird. Is that the only physical things you can think of?
Yeah.
Okay, what about like
Oh, personality. Okay,
Personality.
personality traits. Just rude, like you were saying, like rude to people, which I feel like is really basic. But for instance, waiters. If the waiter is coming up and they're being nice to you, and you're just like, I want this, and this, and then they come back and then like, well, this wasn't right, and this wasn't right. Like being nice to people, because everyone is having their own rough day. You don't need to add to it, and you don't need to be a part of their factor of being an even worse day.
So it's a turn on if you see a girl being like,
Yeah, it's really
kind.
nice. It's like a refreshing thing, because I feel I've ran into so many people that are just rude all the time.
like
They
entitled
give you
kind
like
of.
yeah,
That's kind of
entitled.
what's sounding
That's
like you're
another
saying.
one. That's a huge one.
Entitlement.
Oh my goodness, entitlement. You don't own nothing. I'm sorry. People that walk around and they feel like they own everything and like they're the stuff. Sure, I get it. Have confidence, but confidence with grace is like
Yeah, I feel like entitlement
huge.
and confidence, they're on
they're
very
two different. They're
ends.
very different things.
Yeah.
Which I feel like a lot of people like mistake confidence with entitlement. They're two different things. Another thing is being overly
You're
oh
looking
my
for the word.
goodness. I'm looking for the word. Overly bearing.
What do you mean?
In the sense of like all the time. All the time there's something that needs like you have to have something for that person all the time. Overly bearing. They need something
Like
from
high
you all the
maintenance?
time. High maintenance. Yeah, there we go. That's the better word. They need something from you all the time, no matter what it is. It has to be from you to them. That's huge.
Like just like attention.
Yeah.
Like stuff like
Which
that.
attention's fine. Like I get, you want to
Well, yeah, I'm just
feel
trying to
loved
understand
and
what you're
stuff like
saying.
that.
Yeah.
So I would say like wanting too much attention,
Okay.
because like you have
So wanting too much attention.
yeah, wanting too much attention.
High maintenance.
Mm-hmm.
Rude.
Mm-hmm.
Those are your biggest turnoffs.
Yeah.
Can you think of anything else?
Or
Or no?
I don't think so. I don't think there's anything else that's like huge that I can think of off the top of my head.
Okay.
If someone said it, I'd probably like jump in, but like
Mhm.
I can't think of anything else off the top of my head.
Okay. Why don't men talk about their past so we can get a better understanding of who they are.
Because a lot of the times that's not who they are.
So you don't want to be judged off of your past.
Yeah.
So that's why you wouldn't want to talk about it.
Yeah, a lot of the times, it's people try to base off what you've done and not what you're going to do, which I understand. Those are kind of the same things.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I think it also rolls into like what you're currently doing.
Yeah.
Like should be the judging factor.
What you're currently doing is what should be the judgment of the future.
Yeah.
Like I have not the greatest past, and it reflects nothing of who I am today, in the sense of my actions. Obviously, it made me who I am today, but it doesn't reflect exactly my actions today. Mm-hmm. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
I also
like it doesn't. Your past doesn't define who you are today.
Yeah.
And you don't want it to, so that's why you're saying.
Yeah, the whole cliche thing.
Some guys wouldn't open up about it.
Just so that way people don't
labeling
judge you
them.
label you for you immediately off the rip. Which I get, you want to know who you're talking to, but
yeah. I mean,
at the
think
same
it's
time,
important to open up.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess if they're feeling like unsafe, like
Mm-hmm.
in the way that they feel like they might be judged for what happened in the past or something,
Yeah.
like I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
I think that's the biggest thing.
Okay. The next one is, will you give your future sons the talk?
Yes and no, because I feel like it's pretty self-explanatory. Like we're
Is
on
it?
a farm. We're on a farm.
Okay.
So it's kind of like birds and bees is already kind of there.
I never understood why they said birds and bees.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Why is that? Why is it called that? It doesn't make sense.
I'd look it up, but I have no clue.
Is it because they don't go together or something? I don't get it.
I don't know.
I don't understand. Did you ever get the talk?
Yes.
You did?
Yeah, but it was like really
Are
weird.
you serious?
Yeah, I already knew what it was already because I was on the farm. So my dad came up to me and I was like playing games or whatever on my computer, and he like sat down. He's like, "Hey, I need you to stop for a second. I need to talk to you." I was like,
gosh.
I already know. I like stopped immediately. I looked at him. I already know. Don't tell me. I already know.
You
I
know
don't.
what he was gonna
Yes,
say?
I already knew exactly what he was
How'd
gonna
you
say.
know?
I don't know, but like the look of concern on his face, and like before he could even get a word out about what he was gonna say, I was like, I already know. Don't talk to me
And
about
he
it.
confirmed that. That's
That's what he was gonna say. And I was just like, I don't want to know. I'm not from you. I don't care. You can head on back out of here.
Oh god. I wonder why he thought he should give it to you that day.
I don't know. I was like 14.
Were you showing signs of?
I was 14, 15. Like I kind of figured it out by then.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
See, that's funny because I mean I was like obviously raised on a farm too, but I feel like I didn't really figure it out until like later on. I feel like my friends kind of told me.
Well, that's kind of how I figured it out as well. But it was most like partially cows and like having to deal with them, and then having to deal with like being with friends and like talking to them about it, stuff like that. But yeah,
So you're
that
not
was
gonna give your kids the talk.
like
I mean your sons.
Yes and no. Like if I can already tell that they know what's going on, I feel like you kind of have to gauge it.
But you don't think you'll ever tell them? Like if you think they're old enough, are you gonna tell them? Or are you just gonna let them try to figure it out on their own?
I feel like that's bad.
Yeah.
Like especially if you feel like they don't know. I feel like
because girls kind of talk about it. Like you have to like tell your daughter.
Well, guys talk about it too.
Well, I know, but like your daughter has like her period. Like you kind of have to explain what's happening with that one.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I guess I probably will. I just don't know what gauge, how I'm going to gauge that. Oh Lord, I didn't even think about that one.
Okay. Does it matter to you what kind of friends your girlfriend has?
Yes. We kind of already briefly talked about it, but yes.
Just because
it's
due
just
to influence?
Yeah,
or...
due to influence and stuff like that. Because you can tell a lot from their friends to you. Some people, it's kind of weird. I've met a few people that their friends were like super bratty, like terrible, like weren't nice at all, and then when you've got that girl away from them, they were super sweet, like always nice and stuff like that. But when you got them in that group, it was just horrible. So I think it does matter quite a bit on your significant other's friends.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I feel like that's something that kind of goes both ways again.
Yeah, huge both ways.
Yeah. Okay, to end it off, we have, do guys like it when the girl makes the first move? Does that scare you away, or is it kind of like, you kind of like it?
Personally, I'm a shyer person, so yes.
You do?
I like
you
it.
made the first move on me when we were dating.
Oh yeah, because I knew there was gonna be other dudes trying to hit on you really quick in that like group that we were in. So
Really? That's why
yeah.
you like? That's why you
Yeah,
talking to me?
yeah, I swooped in real quick.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's nice, but at the same time, it's not mandatory. Like, it's nice. It's a flattering thing because, like, obviously, she wouldn't do that to an ugly guy.
Mm-hmm.
So it's nice
That's
for
true.
them to come up to you. It's like, it's flattering because
How
a lot of
should-
guys don't get that.
Yeah, how should they approach you? How should they approach you to where you're not like, ugh? You know, how like you're kind of like
Oh.
flattered and you like it versus like a girl coming on too strong to where it's just kind of like,
Sweet and innocent. Like, like sweet and innocent. Obviously, like just like coming up like, hey, how are you? Do you have a phone number? Do you have a Snapchat?
you want them to ask you for for your Snapchat?
I don't know. Whatever the social media of choice was back then. I don't know.
Back then.
I
I don't know what it is nowadays.
Yeah, I don't know what
back
people
when I was
ask
a teenager,
for.
people would ask me for my Snapchat.
Snap or number? Number was like the biggest one.
Really?
Yeah.
Mine was always Snap. It was always Snap,
Yeah.
which is like, why did you want my Snap?
Well, I mean,
But I didn't have Snap.
obviously.
So I would always be like, I don't have Snap. So that's funny though.
Phone number. Yeah, that was like the biggest one. Like, hey, can I get your phone number?
Yeah, I could see that for you because you wanted to like talk on the phone and stuff.
Yeah, I hate texting.
Yeah.
No, not so much, just because I don't have as much free time, but hate texting.
So would you want them to make the first move like texting? Like you want them to text first?
Sure, that's nice. Yeah, or like
If
out of
you
nowhere
approach
you get
them-
like an Instagram DM or something like that. Yeah, that's nice.
Really?
Yeah, it's a huge confidence boost.
I'm gonna text you sometime, babe.
Wow, you do that all the time. It's great.
You.
I feel very special.
Oh really?
Yeah, very
Aw.
special.
That's sweet. Well, if you guys like this episode, we might switch it around and have him ask me questions.
I plan to. I
don't know how that would go, but you know, we'll see. That might be our next episode. Anyways, I think this went pretty well.
Yeah,
Honestly.
pretty smooth.
It was really funny. I was cracking up. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and we will see you next week.
Bye.